Hello and good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, the 21st day ever of October 2021, and this is Northwood Replay. My name's Dale Robbins, along with my partner, Rich Violette, as we welcome aboard, as we've done all season long, Coach Leonard Haynes of the Northwood Timberwolves. And we are taking on Week 7 of the 2021 football season at the Wood. This is Episode 6 of Northwood Replay. It's great to have you along. Coach, here we are on another Thursday morning, sellout audience at the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library's auditorium. We've got this place packed, and I'm never surprised at the turnout we get for this show. So it's good to have you as a draw. I'll tell you what.
The crowd is pretty quiet.
Yes, it is. It's a quiet crowd. Respectful. That's a respectful crowd. Well, to get the questions started, I've been accused of always hogging the first question and taking the best one because Coach Violette thinks I look at his notes before we go. So here you go, my friend. First question's yours. Let her rip.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah, look at me sharing.
Coach, tough game, obviously. Special teams on their part. Usually it's special teams on our part, right? We're usually the king of special teams. They made a couple of great plays. And that really, in a big play, was the difference in the game. We had a tough time running the ball against that bear front. Didn't get a lot of offense in that first half. What was your mindset going into halftime? I know you made a quarterback change. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, that was one thing, Coach Arnold and I talked about is getting Nate back in. Nate, he's healthier now, so we wanted to have him give us a run at it to see, if we can build some type of momentum with that. And he did well coming in, being away for about 4 weeks or so. I thought he came in and gave us some really good minutes and tried to rally us back. Their defense was very good. Like I said, their bare front defense, they've been a pretty stingy defense all year. And their defense is what's helped them win football games, quite frankly. And those guys ran around. They were pretty physical. Special teams, that, like you said, that's kind of been our calling card and kind of got us. A fake punt for a touchdown and a block punt for a touchdown.
And you were going after that. You were going after that too, weren't you, Coach?
And we were coming. We were coming because we felt we can get them. And obviously, they got us pretty good. It was a good call on their part, but it's a game of chances.
Sometimes you tip your hat to them because, you got me that time, right?
Yeah, they got us. And so, but we were going to be aggressive. That was our game plan, and try to be aggressive on all fronts. So.
Well, I'm not going to say I told you so, but we have the same writer. That is almost verbatim my first question. So I'm going to move
my second one.
Huh? No. I'll go with my own. Here we go. Coach, so we're 6 weeks into our season, right? 1-5 overall, 0-3 in the conference. Getting Nate back on the field, I felt, towards the end of the second quarter and certainly in the third quarter, which, by the way, we owned the third quarter. It was really great to see what you guys were putting together early in the season prior to the amount of injuries you've suffered on both sides of the ball and in your special teams and your quarterbacks and your running backs and your return men and all the things that you guys have now got as chinks in your armor. Getting Nate back on the field seemed to energize that offense a little bit. Do you think that's true? Not that they're not playing behind Cox, because they've done that now for a month, but Nate seems to bring something different as far as an energy with the guys around him, and not discounting Cox by any stretch, because he came in a next man up scenario and did a great job. But Nate changed the makeup of that offense a little bit for you?
A little bit, because he offers a little bit something different, more of a, he can scramble, he can get out of situations, and he can move around in the pocket a little bit more, just a little bit more active. And so, I tip my hat to Ty Cox as he battled and he helped us in games as well. So, we won our first game with Ty. And but Nate does bring a different element, to what we want to do offensively. So it's still a quarterback competition. Those guys are still going after it this week. So, be the best man wins. And
that's really every 6 days, isn't it? I mean, that's determined Sunday with film through Monday through Thursday with practice and your Friday's walkthrough. That really is who's going to show the best in preparing for what lies ahead.
Yes, absolutely. It's about the preparation. It's about who's going to be mentally ready and dialed in, ready to go. And then Coach Arnold and I will make that decision as we get closer to the game.
Coach, you had to be fairly happy with your defense Saturday. Offense wasn't clicking, put a lot of pressure on the defense. They were on the field a lot. But the defense was pretty stingy. We only give up 14 special points, 14 points on the special teams and a big play. To me, it seemed like the defense held their own and was just as well as SVSU's did.
Yeah, Rich, I agree. Like I told Coach Mack after the game, hey, we did all we could do defensively, and so we gave up a long drive. We made them earn it all the way down the field, and they scored. Then they had the one big run, which we knew number 5. We knew he was a game changer, and so other than that, I thought our guys played well. They ran to the ball, they hustled. And they play with a lot of energy, is what I told them on Sunday. After the game or the next day, that I love their energy and the way they flew around and got after it. So,
and I thought so as well.
Yeah. And we need more of that. We got to keep that continuing throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Well, we never go without highlights, and even in the loss, I think it's always amazing to take a look at what your team is putting together, and their dauber just doesn't seem to get down much, that they still continue to work hard on every snap. We've got some highlights that we'll bring back from the Axe Bowl last Saturday over at SVSU. Let's go ahead, Coach, and take a look at some of what happened last Saturday over at the Cardinals.
Absolutely. All right, look like we're getting things started here with defense. Guys are pursuing to the ball. We played some different guys again this week due to some injury, but that's defense getting after it there on the sack, the blitz. There's a punt block. We're able to recover that in good field position to give our offense a good chance to get down there and score. So, and this field goal by Max. And Max is coming along. He's a true freshman playing for us right now. That has really been very pleasant surprise, to be honest. He's done a really good job. Offensively here, you see, I believe that's Nate. You see kind of what Nate gives us there. He can scramble and dance out of things and create some positive yardage. And you can see our guys are just pushing the pile to get that first down.
Like a little rugby.
Yeah, a little rugby.
Scrum.
Yes, a nice little scrum. So we'll take it. We'll get that first down. Here's Nate on the drop back to Shamar Wright, who's another freshman for us, who's starting to come into his own, starting to get more minutes. So I'm really excited to watch him grow as we continue. And then there's a field goal by Max again, get us on the board, get it down to 24-6. I guess it was good enough to show again.
That's right. That's 9.
Here's our kickoff team getting after it. They kind of dropped this, and it was great to see. Our guys are hustling down there to get that ball back.
Left of the field to the sideline, wasn't it?
No, not at all. So here it is, a pass to John Hall from Nate. Positive yardage, get us closer to that end zone. And then here's I think this is the 4th down play. We went for it, we decided to go for it just so we can get some points on board, create some momentum, and John Hall reeled that in for us to try to cut the game down a little closer. Here's our defense again on the sack. Again, like you said, Rich, our guys, they were playing pretty hard and keeping us in the game. Here is the defensive sack again, I believe. And our guys are just flying around, and when you fly around and good things happen.
Yeah, right.
Yep. There's a little screen play to Cash. There's some very good positive yardage, out of bounds, trying to keep the drive going towards the end of that half. And then our defense here on the tackle for loss. And our strip. Yep, strip. Recovered, yes. So there were some good things, some positive things, we can take away from it. And, we just have to continue to build on as a football team.
Well, Zagula ends up with 10 tackles, back to Rich's comment about your defense.
Yeah.
Tankara ends up with 6 tackles, 2 for a loss. They're busy. Yeah. They disrupt. They blow things up. And then you've got guys on the outside edges in your corner. Everybody seems to work with that defense. We will agree. So the final score, as cited, our score against SVSU, 31-13 is our final.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at last week's results amongst the GLIACs.
Yeah, like I said, it was a battle of the, rivals week. And Wayne State over Davenport, 16-3. Michigan Tech over Northern Michigan, 21-14. And Fair State, a great game against Grand Valley, and they take that 35-28.
where we're at in the conference.
Conference standing, yeah, not where we want to be, you know, but we got to keep working. We got a long season left to get to where we need to be, but Ferris sits at the top. Michigan Tech is doing very well this year. They got a good football team at 3-0. You see Grand Valley at 2-1, and the rest of us, you know, rounding out that bottom. And there's the overall records. You know, again, I start with us. You know, we're sitting at the bottom. Again, not where we want to be at 1-5. You know, Ferris State right there at the top. And as you can see, those rest of those standings, and it's going to be very tight in the middle with the GLIAC, as it always is.
Yeah, we've got a favorable schedule, but you still got to play them the rest of the way out, right? So,
yeah, it's favorable, but you know, we got to clean up our stuff. You know, if we want to have a chance to be successful, we got to get our stuff together, and everything has to click, and we have to have some breaks and take advantage of the breaks. So that's what we got to be able to do. Just take care of our own business from a Northwood standpoint, and everything else takes care of itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, in the environment, when you're on the road, they always seem to celebrate their biggest stuff when we show up to town. So it was homecoming over at SVSU. They had a great turnout. You had a great weather day for what it was.
Yeah.
And again, it was a bit lopsided first half, only because it didn't seem like we got our cylinders, you know, all firing. But boy, come the third quarter, and then even to put out the fourth, we certainly played even. We owned the third, and then we played even in the fourth. So I think Rich's points about their special teams and their big play, usually we can match for match. As soon as they reel off an 87-yard run for a touchdown, then we always seem to get a kickoff return and put it in the end zone. And the minute we have left, we knew going in that was a good program. With Saginaw Valley now having picked up their first conference win, they don't necessarily have the cakewalk either, nor does anybody in the GLIAC.
Well, no, nobody does in the GLIAC. You got to come ready to play every week.
Yep.
And so, and that like Rich just answering his question, you know, the schedule looks favorable, but at the end of the day, you got to show up and play, because all these guys want to win, and all these guys are going to come ready to play.
Yeah.
You know, Cash ran hard. He didn't have the big stats because they had a very stingy defense, but you still had to be happy with his effort.
Yeah, I've never been disappointed with his effort.
Yeah.
He's always going to give you everything he has. That's how he practices. So what you see on film that's exactly how he practices.
Yeah, you got a sideline full of guys just like that.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to take a break.
Time out.
And we're going to meet another one of your new staff members, and we're going to bring him off the sideline and into the chair. We want you to stick around for that right here on Northwood Replay, and we will do that right after this important message.
Hi, my name is Reagan, and I'm here at MCTV this week at camp. I learned how to be a graphics operator. To learn how you can get involved, check out the description.
Welcome back, everybody. Northwood Replay, Episode 6, Week 7 of the GLIAC football season, and we're here to take a look at the sidelines of Northwood University's Timberwolves. It's a great pleasure this morning to have on board for the first time ever. I've seen your face, I've seen your hat, and I've seen your stance, but I don't know that we'd ever have the chance, Craig, to meet face to face. So this is always good for both Rich and I, of course. But the tight ends coach, brand new coach on Coach Haynes' staff here in 2021, as Craig Crouthamel is in the house with us, and what we typically do, Craig, is this first part of this segment belongs to who are you and what in the world are you doing in Midland, Michigan?
That's a great question. First of all, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. Checked out a couple episodes so far, but like I said, my name is Craig Crouthamel. I grew up in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Florida. Born originally in New Jersey, but we moved real quick when I was 5, so call Fort Myers home. Started coaching high school football. Was there for about 10 years coaching high school ball in South Florida. I did see how Coach Young referred to Southeast Michigan as the Mecca of high school football. I have a couple friends back home that would like to talk to him about that, I'm sure, as we have places like Travis Powell and things like that.
Sure.
Great high school football tradition in South Florida. Ended up down in the Florida Keys after that. Met my beautiful wife Victoria there, coached at Key West High School for a couple years, and then finally started living the dream that I wanted to since I was 14 when I first started coaching, and that was jumping into the college game. So I got an opportunity at Quincy University, just before the pandemic with Coach Gary Bass over there. Took me on his staff and learned a lot. Started as the running backs coach there, transitioned quickly over to tight ends as we made an offensive change with coordinators. And then through word of mouth, met Coach Haynes and saw they had an opportunity here. And I mean, who's going to pass up a spot in the GLIAC? You know,
Sure.
Probably the best conference in Division II football. And I love competition. It makes the world go round. So I'm here in Midland and with the Timberwolves, and couldn't be happier.
We'll throw one of those Michigan winners at you, and we'll make that comparison to your South Florida here. So
yeah, welcome to Midland, Coach.
Indeed.
Yeah, for
Thank you
sure,
so
and
much.
Northwood. Yeah. We'll have to talk off camera because I got a nephew that plays or coaches at Fort Myers. He's head coach at Fort Myers High School, and he was also the head coach at Stoneman Douglas when that tragedy happened.
Yep. I know. Coach May.
Yeah, Coach May. You know Coach May.
I
Yep,
do.
that's my nephew.
what a small world.
So talk to me about the tight ends. You know, you went up against a bear front this weekend, so you had to do a little more blocking than normal. So you had to get your the player's mindset right there. Tell me a little bit about that, and also, what do you like about being here at Northwood?
First of all, with the tight ends, it's a dynamic group. It's very biased, but I think the best group on campus. Those guys come in and put a lot of work in. You know, we have to be really good linemen, excuse me, and then we also have to go out and catch the ball when it's called on us, like we talked about in the pre-show there. So actually last week we were down to just one tight end. We had Aiden Burns, and he played his butt off. He played close to 40 snaps and did a really good job. I was really proud of him stepping up. And we just kind of roll. You know, we have a next man up mentality. We're not a selfish group whatsoever. Whatever one or two tight ends are out on the field, we're going to go get the job done. Refer to ourselves as the Diesels as well because we're pretty dynamic. You know, we can do a little bit of everything. And as far as Midland, my wife and I, you know, we got here just before season started in July. She's a civil engineer. She's working over in Saginaw, unfortunately. But
Got to get her over here in Midland.
yeah, we're going to try to one day. But we love it so far. We just kind of jumped, you know, with both feet into the community and going downtown and seeing what Midland has to offer, the dog parks, everything else. We love it here so far. It really is beautiful.
Well, we're glad you're here for sure.
Now you can't. I'm assuming you can't paint a blanket around all the college players that you've had an opportunity in Quincy to work directly with. But at Northwood, I think we have a lot of pride in the fact that we have, first of all, we find them being student athletes.
Yes.
They're not athlete students. You've surrounded yourselves with some young men who are dedicated to a whole bunch of stuff in the classroom, on the field, and in the community. And you're certainly able to see some of the programs that Northwood's running that get your players, your youngsters who you're overseeing on a daily basis for 4 months of the year while it's fall. Talk a little bit about the dynamic, if you would, Craig, for us. What you're teaching them on the field also has an application wherever they go, and their commitment to being able to do that with respect and the ethics it takes to pull that off at Northwood.
Definitely. I started off big on culture, just as Coach Haynes is, and it's easy to feed off him, obviously, as a leader. Right. So we have our core values that are in our room. We try to take them. There are 4 things, now 5. We just added a 5th this week. And basically, they're things that we can use in the classroom, we can use in life, we can use on the football field. And you're right, it's a dynamic group. I mean, I have Jacob Pierce, who started here as a wingback. And then I have someone like Seamus Conway, who's a redshirt freshman, 6'6". He's out there catching passes. He could really be a flex guy for us.
Sure.
So they're taking care of their job and their responsibilities on the field, but more importantly on the classroom. Our goal this year is to have the highest GPA on the team, both freshmen and upperclassmen. So we try to talk about culture every day. We're actually doing a group read right now. We read in the energy bus. So every day in our team meeting, we take about 10 minutes, read about 2 chapters of it, and just to worry about positive thinking and how to be a good man in the future. Because they're going to be husbands, they're going to be fathers, and they're going to be uncles, and it's so important to start cultivating that culture now. So when they do leave Northwood, we go and show a good presence out there in the world of what we offer as a university and as a school.
Going and representing.
That's right.
Making a difference.
You
100%.
bet. Going mad. Coach Craig Crouthamel, and over our defensive ends for the Timberwolves here in 2021 and beyond. Great to have you here this morning. And let's just go take on a Panther come Saturday.
Sounds good, Coach.
All right, we'll do that. We'll join Coach Leonard Haynes. Will rejoin us here in just a moment, and we're going to talk about the Davenport University Panthers and their visit to Midland, Michigan in about 72 hours. Stay where you're at.
Hi, I'm Jacoby. I'm at the MCTV broadcast camp. Today I learned how to be a camera operator. To learn how you can get involved, check out this information below.
Welcome back, everybody. Our third and final segment of Northwood Replay for this 6th episode. I'm Dale Robbins, along with Coach Rich Violette as my co-host. Great to have you along this morning. I would like to do a football play. I'm going to play an audible. I think I defined Coach Crouthamel as defensive ends coach. That's wrong. The ends part was right, but he is our tight end coach at Northwood University, and he's bigger than me, so I'll correct that for the record, Your Honor. So, Coach, let's go ahead and talk about the Panthers. We've got Davenport coming to town, and Rich, I'm going to give you first shot right here.
No way. Are you feeling guilty about something?
Yeah, I am. Merry Christmas.
Well, Coach, hey, Davenport, starting with us, their schedule gets tough. They got us, and we're going to give them a tough game.
They're going where we've been.
And then they got Ferris and Grand Valley and Saginaw Valley, so the back half of their schedule is tough. What can you tell us that what do they do well? What are we worried about? What are we going to see in them?
They're athletic. They're long. They've done a good job of bringing a lot of transfers in. They if you look at their roster, they brought in all types of transfers. So their defense is not bad. There's another team that runs around really well defensively. And so offensively, they're big up front. And right now, we're trying to figure out what quarterback they're going to play. They've kind of been going through kind of a quarterback carousel, so we're trying to figure out what they're doing there. But, whoever shows up, we just got to be ready to play and adjust and see what happens.
They're 2-5 overall, Coach. They're 1-2 in the conference. Between their quarterbacks, they're averaging about 145 yards a game. They have 3 running backs that appear to be kind of their triggers, and those guys, between the 3 of them, about 144 yards a game, let's say. And then they've got a core of receivers. They've got 5-6 guys that'll catch the ball for them. And maybe Rich's question, and perhaps you answered it, but when you're taking a team to prepare the week before you're playing them, those are all kind of facets of your game again you're working on every week. But do you pay more attention to one than the other, or is it a package deal come Davenport to Midland?
Well, in terms of breaking them down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they do some things well. They got a core receivers who I think is pretty good.
Right.
They can get the guys the ball. In particular, I can't remember the kid's name, but number 1, he's a fast kid, very skillful kid. So we definitely have to make sure we pay attention to him. And they got other complementary guys that's pretty good. So, and their running backs are tough. They kind of mix it up. They got some hard-nosed runners. They got some guys that can slash as well. So again, we just got to be ready and take what they give us, from the down and distance situation, knowing what they do on those certain situations.
Keep them out of the end zone, right?
That's right.
Because
they
don't score a lot of points.
Right.
They really don't. So if we can keep them between the 20s, we'll do very well.
Yeah, they're averaging less than 10 a game.
Yeah.
Through their 7.
But then again, anybody can be dangerous,
that's
right?
It.
So
that's it.
And our guys understand that that's another GLIAC opponent. We got to come and play our game, and that's the goal, to keep them out there. So that's the goal.
Right.
And so our guys got to come in with that mindset defensively for sure.
Coach, going in offensively, are we gonna see Nate this week? Or I don't want you to have to tip your hand, but he is our starter, or was.
Yeah, he was our starter. And they've been battling out this week, and so Coach Arnold and I will talk about that as well. But both him and Ty Cox have been really going at it this week. So we'll see who's the guy come Saturday.
Coach, they say time heals, And boy, we could use some time from week 1 and 2. And I know the last couple of weeks we've called some names we haven't called before. And you're getting some freshmen, some redshirt freshmen, similar to where you were at in 2019, where you're getting these young guys some playing time, and that's added to some of the depth of where you're at for your youngsters. In the couple minutes we have left, we getting healthy? How's our O-line doing? How are some of our...
we're trying to get there. Sure. It's like everybody's battling that injury bug or, nicks and bruises. As long as the guys get there, getting in to see the trainers and get that stuff taken care of, hopefully we can have everyone back.
Right. You've got Kate Dornbos and her crew working overtime, don't you?
Kate, John, they do a great job. They do an awesome job. And, yes, they are working overtime. They are.
Coach, let's take a look at here is this week's schedule throughout the GLIAC.
Yep. Us, Davenport comes to us this week at 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock start. Grand Valley is visiting Northern Michigan. Ferris State is at Michigan Tech. And Wayne State plays Saginaw Valley.
Our game, as usual, went in Midland and at Hance Field. We're a 1 o'clock kickoff. That means Rich and I will be on air about 12:45, and we're on 107.7 FM and 1490 AM. Also, go to Northwood's website. That's pretty convenient there. Our broadcast is found on the live audio for that, and that's at gonorthwood.com. So any last thoughts in the last minute we have here?
Well, hey, hopefully we can bring this home for you guys in the community and much needed, for our football team. So we're going to go hard and play hard and see what happens.
Coach, I'm confident we're right there.
Yep.
I think we can go get that win this week.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Yeah. Let's call it into existence, Rich.
Yep.
Call it into existence.
That's right.
So with that having been said, I'll dare you to show up to the Midland campus of Northwood University and catch this ball game. The Woods looking for their first conference win, and they're looking to scratch a couple of losses in a row. So we're having the Panthers come to town, and regardless, they put on a college football game that's apt to surprise you if you've not been to one for a while. A lot of good athletes, a lot of good individuals, and a coaching staff that stands true to going mad, and that's exactly what they do. That's exactly how we're leaving this set right now. We're going away mad. Going to make a difference. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.